We are back with a Today exclusive and a powerful new conversation about women and aging, and it's ignited by Justine Bateman.
She, of course, shot to fame in the 1980s, playing Mallory Keaton in the beloved sitcom Family Ties, has gone into a successful career as a writer, director, and author.
But it is a recent interview that has the 57-year-old in the spotlight, firing back in an online discussion about her looks. Take a peek.
Well, when you say, is there beauty in aging, aren't you really saying, do you think it's possible for other people to find aging beautiful? And like, I just don't give a like, I think I look rad. I think my face represents who I am. I like it. And so that's basically the end of the road.
There you go. Okay, you hit a nerve, girl. You hit a nerve. You have a lot of women saying amen. I mean, to me, it seems like confidence. Like when you said I look rad, you're like, I love me. I love every part of me. I love the way I'm aging and changing. Is it really about confidence?
Well, I think it's really about fear. Because I think that everybody has a completion to this sentence. I'm afraid if people think I look old, then therefore... And for different people, it's different things. Some are afraid they'll lose their job or never get a job or not get a mate or no one's going to listen to them or whatever. And that fear, my position is that fear existed before your face started changing. So it's an opportunity to take care of that fear so it's not leading you around by the nose and making you make other decisions that are not you, taking you off track.
You've been an activist on this for a while. You wrote a whole book
I'm
about it.
not an activist.
Yes, you are, whether you want it or not.
I'm not an activist.
What are you?
I'm just somebody who got myself on the other side of that, what that fear was for me in particular, and I just am sharing what worked for me. There's lots of ways to get there, but for anyone who wants to get free.
That's what that's what I wanted to ask you about, because it was a journey for you too. You said it started with a Google search. Can you tell everybody about that?
Well, when I was writing my first book, Fame, the hijacking of reality, I had to find some incident that had happened with me, and so I did this search, and then in that book, there's a chapter called Acid, if people want to see what came up for me, what that process was. But anyway, once I got to the other side of it, I thought, well, what is it in society as a whole? What are those fears? How did people even get these ideas that a woman's face is broken and has to be fixed? And so the book Face is about 47 short stories about kind of some of the roots of those beliefs.
It resonated with me because, I remember reading a comment once on social media, and it's like, what happened to you? And I wrote back, I aged.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
Life happens.
I aged.
How do you not
But what does that even mean?
Yeah.
What happened to you?
know.
I don't know. I'm a more successful and experienced, host of a national television show. That's what happened to me.
Like,
what have
time
you
marched
been doing?
on. Yeah.
Like, what have you been doing? Like, what is that even supposed to mean?
I
It
think
means nothing to me.
it's ridiculous. I do agree.
It's
but
silly.
and
also, it's that person is telling you what they think of themselves.
Yeah. Yes.
When they look in the mirror, that's what they say to themselves. So they're telling you about themselves. They're not telling you about you.
I think that's interesting. So how, even though we know these things and we think they're silly and ridiculous and they are talking about themselves, etc., sometimes it is still hard to protect your heart from things like that, even if it comes from a meanie or from somebody else. How do you do that?
That's what I'm saying. You got to get to the fear.
Yeah.
So, for example, not to put you on the spot, but when they said, what happened to you, it's like when I had that same situation, right? Yeah. They sort of horrible things. In fact, anyway, I won't get into it. But
what is it?
The fears that come up. So whatever fears come up, like if somebody says, "Oh, wow, you've really aged."
Yeah.
For the person who's being told that, if they go like, "Okay, I'm afraid, then therefore X is going to happen."
I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my mate.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my whatever.
Now, what if they journaled or spoke to their therapist or their best friend or whatever about that particular fear?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have anything to do. The opportunities in your life are still going to come to you regardless of your gender, your height, your skin color, the state of the age of your skin. Your life doesn't care about any of that. You're going to the only person who's going to X you out of those opportunities is you.
Right.
Because you're going to say, "Oh, I can't, I'm too old," or "No, I don't look right," blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
None of that
No.
that's not how life works.
Well, you know what? I keep looking at kids who are young in their 20s, and they're all trying to change what is already youthful and beautiful anyway. How do you speak to that group of people who are somehow trying to change?
I think they're trying to avoid, I don't even think they're trying to avoid looking older. I think they're trying to avoid feeling like how these older people are representing their feelings. They see all these older people going, oh, I've got to change this, I've got to change that. And I'm so afraid, I'm so afraid. And I think the younger women are going, I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel terrified that my face is getting older.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, I'm looking at people like Anna Magnani and Isabelle Huppert and all this, and I was like, I can't wait. You know, I was younger than them, right? I mean, still, like, Isabelle Huppert is like, I think is awesome. But I was like, I can't wait to look like that.
You felt like that.
I couldn't wait to look like how I couldn't wait to be somewhat similar to what I was getting from them. You know, they were just rad, right?
Cool.
So now I'm like, anyway, it's an inside job, and I would say to any young woman, like, you're being lied to. Mm-hmm. Who's making money off of this? Mm-hmm. You're being lied to, and you're being tricked off your path. Mm-hmm. Your path is, you got some awesome things coming your way. And just stay on your path and just write out whatever fears come up in you about, you know, oh, I'm afraid if people think I look old, then therefore, what's that fill in the blank? Write about that, deal with that. This isn't the
that
thing.
And just lastly, you said on 60, you were on 60 Minutes Australia, and you got a DM from some.
Yes, I got a DM, and so from this woman, Australian woman, I assume, who said, I never realized what an impact this conversation was having on younger women. She said, until my daughter came in from the other room and said, hey, did you guys see this? Her 16-year-old daughter, did I say that? Mm-hmm. Hey, did you guys see the 60 Minutes thing with Justine Bateman? She said it was great. Now I'm not afraid of getting old. Oh. And I was like, oh my God! It's just one. If it's just one person, like, is not a. It's silly. I've never been smarter. I've never had more connections. You know, it's like when you're younger, you know the doorman of the nightclub. Yeah. When you're older, you know the person who owns the building that the nightclub is in. Yes. You know what I mean?
We think everything great happens after you're 50.
We do. Great. Justine, thank you.
Thank you
really
so much
cool.
for starting the conversation.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.